y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and on this episode we're going to discuss New Japan Pro Wrestling's King of Pro Wrestling. Let's jump right into the show. We're going to rate everything on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. So let's jump right in. First up for the Junior Tag Team Championships, we have El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru representing Suzuki-gun versus Jyushin, Thunder Liger, and Tiger Mask representing the legends that they are. This was a really good opener. This was really fun. A lot of action where they're going for the masks of Liger and Tiger Mask. I thought this was a cool way to start the show. I'm still kind of a little bit on the fence on El Desperado and Kanemaru's team. I think they're good. They don't feel like a team though, and it's weird because they've had these tag titles for quite a while now. But we have Junior Tag League coming up soon, so maybe they're just placeholding them for a while. They did pick up the win. They beat Desperado and Kanemaru, I'm sorry. Picked up the win. I'm a little bit clogged up, so some of my words aren't coming out sounding right. Desperado and Kanemaru picked up the win. I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. I thought it was a really fun opener. Really got the crowd into what was going on. Really got me into what was going on. And I was excited for what we see next. Next up, we have Great Bash Heel, Togi Makabe and Honma versus Juice Robinson and Toa Henare. I like this match. I'm a Honma fan. I'm a Makabe fan. I like Juice. And I think Henare is a guy that's, in a few years, is really going to be something special. I thought this was a really cool match. I enjoyed it. Of course, I wanted Great Bash Heel to win because Honma's just coming back off of a long injury time off. They do pick up the win here. Another solid match, another solid way to start the show. I'm giving this one a 3 as well. So we have 2 good matches, two solid matches to start off with, which leads us right into our third match of the night. We have the Bullet Club OGs, or Bullet Club Firing Squad, Bad Luck Fale, Tamatanga, Tangaroa, and Taiji Ishimori versus the Bullet Club Elite. Nick and Matt Jackson, Adam Page, and Chase Owens. This is another solid match. Starting to get the feeling like they're making the Bullet Club Elite, and you'll see even more so down the line here. Or I'm sorry, the Bullet Club OGs. They're kind of OPing them a little bit, making them overly strong. They're starting to pile up the wins on the Bullet Club Elite, and they're starting to win at a rate that's exponential. I didn't expect it to be this one-sided, especially when you look at the talent on both sides. But we haven't had some of the main matches like Fale versus Omega or even Tamatanga versus Omega. So maybe once we start seeing some of those, or it'll even out a bit. The Bullet Club OGs pick up the win here. I thought it was a good match. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Again, another good match, another solid match for the show. I kind of like these matches that New Japan does when they have a faction versus a faction. It kind of feels more important than just a couple guys thrown together because they have something that they're fighting for, whether it be just faction pride or in this case a faction that's split in 2 and both sides are warring with each other. I thought this was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really fun. Next up, we have Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and Will Ospreay representing Chaos versus Minoru Suzuki, Taichi, and Iizuka. We all know, if you've watched any of my videos, I love Taichi matches for one reason, and one reason only. Well, not just one reason, he is a good wrestler, but one specific reason, and that is Miho Abe. I love me some Miho. She is awesome. I think she's a great valet. I think she's a real asset to the company, especially as Tai Chi's manager. I think the combination does well together, and she's not bad to look at either. I mean, I happen to think she's one of the most beautiful women in the world, but that's just me. I digress. We're talking about pro wrestling here. I thought this was a really good match. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the dichotomy between the two. I like the little feuds that we have in here going against each other. Ishii and Suzuki, Tai Chi and Ospreay, which will be foreshadowed later on. Iizuka and Ishii, which has been a long-running thing. Goto and Tai Chi, again, I'm sorry folks, I'm a little bit under the weather. Goto and Tai Chi, which has been a feud for a little while. The Chaos team picks up the win. Afterwards, we see Ospreay grab the Never Openweight Championship, which Tai Chi currently has, and basically challenge him. So maybe we're going to see that match at Wrestle Kingdom. I would be excited to see it, especially coming off of Ospreay showing at Ring of Honor about a week ago where he absolutely tore the house down against Jay Lethal. I thought it was probably one of the better Will Ospreay matches I've seen. I think that could be a match that could be a sleeper on the Wrestle Kingdom card and be one of the matches that sneaks up and steals the show. Now next up, as I catch my breath, I gave that match a 3 out of 5. So we have first 4 matches in a row, all threes, all solid coming out the box. Next up, we have Okada, Yano, Sho and Yo of Roppongi 3K, representing Chaos, going up against LIJ, which is Naito, Sonata, Bushi, and a new debuting member. There's a lot of speculation on who this could be. Could it be Neville or Pac? Could it be somebody turning from a different team? Sho or Yo was mentioned. Could it be Dragon Lee? But one of the people that was mentioned who it actually ended up being was Shingo. Coming over from Dragon Gate, Shingo joins the group. I think it's a really good fit. If you're not familiar with Shingo and you haven't watched a lot of Dragon Gate, he's actually a really solid wrestler. He's probably one of the big stars from Dragon Gate. I really like this. I like this pickup for New Japan because he's going to add a lot to this group and he's going to add a lot to the New Japan roster. This, to me, and the Ishimori pickup a little bit earlier this year, are 2 low-key pickups for New Japan that are going to give them 2 big stars going down the road. And I think he fits right in with LIJ. He's got their style. LIJ picks up the win with their new member. I'm going to give this match a 4. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I really loved the reveal. I'm very happy. Even though it was a little bit, already predicted, a little bit predictable, I guess you could say, I still think it was a good predictable. I think it was a good member to add to the team. Next up, we have Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. Evil comes out with some druid-looking people, and before he could get in the ring, one attacks him. We slowly see the robe opens, we see a Intercontinental Championship, we see a t-shirt for the Alpha Club, and then finally, we get the reveal that it's Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho beats Evil down, to the point where Naito comes out and makes a save. They wave off the match. It's a no contest. This is the 3rd time that Jericho, or actually 4th time, because he's done it twice to Omega, once to Naito, and now once to Evil, where he's done this in New Japan. And it's kind of getting a little bit old, a little bit stale. I'd rather have seen Chris Jericho wrestle in a match than seen him do this run-in. So, to me, it fell a little bit flat. I hope it's going to set up a match at Wrestle Kingdom for Evil versus Jericho for the Intercontinental title. I think that would be a great match. Maybe a three-way with Zack Sabre Jr. involved. Who knows? We do see later in the show that New Japan, at least for this night, was willing to do a three-way match, which they haven't done much in their history. I can't give the match a rating because there was no match, but it was okay. Hopefully, it gets us a Evil versus Jericho, even though we still haven't paid off for Naito versus Jericho, which it may end up being that as well. Now, next up, we have Kushida versus Marty Scurll. Kushida versus Marty Scurll for the vacant Junior Heavyweight Championship. I really enjoyed this match. I think these two match up well together. I think Kushida's style and Marty Scurll's style are just different enough that it gives you that really clash of two different styles going on each other. I thought this was a really fun match. It was well worked. I thought that both the guys looked really good in it. I think the right guy picked up the win. Kushida beat Marty. So Kushida is now a 6-time Junior Heavyweight Champion, which is kind of amazing because the only other two people that have as many or more than him are Tiger Mask and Jyushin Thunder Liger. And when you think about it, you really don't think of Kushida as one of the all-time greats in the junior division. But the more he wrestles there, the more titles he's racking up between this and the tag titles he has. He really is cementing himself as one of the top all-time junior heavyweights in New Japan. And I think he deserves it. I think he is on that level. I think he's that good that he should be up there in that conversation. I really enjoyed this match. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I thought it was awesome. Next up, we have for the number one contendership briefcase at Wrestle Kingdom, Tanahashi versus Jay White. Jay White contending for the briefcase. I really liked this match. I thought it was fun. I think the involvement would Gato and Jay White trying to cheat the entire match, getting away with some cheats behind their back. Tanahashi basically fighting from underneath on it. I thought it was a really good match. Tanahashi picks up the win on Jay White, which I really enjoyed this, but that was just the beginning of the story. After the match, we have Jay White and Gato attacking Tanahashi, which brings out Okada. Okada goes after the two of them, which brings out Jado, who hasn't said whose side he's on, if he's on Gato's side or if he's on Okada's side. So Jado kind of gets in the middle of the two, which brings out the Bullet Club OG group. The Bullet Club OGs get in the ring, start pointing at Okada. Then they grab Gato. And Fale's holding Gato. Tamatanga points at Okada, says Okada, tells him to attack him. Okada bounces off the rope. Before he can get attack, Gato, Tamatanga hits him with a gun stun. We see Jado and Gato both get in and involved on the attack, which brings us in Jay White, who gets involved in the attack, and officially the three of them join the Bullet Club OGs, which, like I said earlier, they're continuing to bring up the group to a more prominent level. I don't know how Jay's going to fit in here. We've seen how he didn't fit in Chaos because he didn't want to be a second banana to Okada. But will he want to be a second banana to Tamatanga? Will Tamatanga be willing to be a second banana to Jay White? Is this just a storyline waiting to happen in itself? So only time will tell on that. But for this night, I thought it was a really good angle. I thought it was really fun. I give the match, including the angle afterwards, a 5 out of 5. Again, 2 matches in a row I was super excited to have I thought were super cool and fun and good, exciting to watch. Last but not least, we have the main event of the night, and I'm sorry if I'm rifling through these really fast, but like I said again, I am under the weather a bit, so please bear with me. Normally I'd give a more detailed review, but this is just a quick review. We have a 3-way match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes versus Kota Ibushi. First thing I want to say is I thought it was really cool that Kenny Omega basically wore Sephiroth's gear from Final Fantasy VII. If you're not familiar with Final Fantasy VII, you probably haven't played video games in the last 20 years or so. Probably one of the most popular video games in both America and Japan over the last 2 decades. Really one of the games that set off the PlayStation 1 and made it something special. So he paid homage to that. He always pays homage to that because his One-Winged Angel move is named after Sephiroth. So I thought that was a really cool homage to him. I liked this match. I liked how it worked. I liked how all 3 guys showed empathy towards each other, while also dialed up the hatred towards each other a bit. It felt like all 3 of them were conflicted at times. It felt like they were doing stuff that only for the championship, but they didn't really want to do, but all 3 of them want the championship so bad that they're willing to beat up their 2 friends to get to it. I thought it was a really, really good match. I thought it was a great way to end the show. Kenny Omega picks up the win after finally putting away Kota Ibushi with the One-Winged Angel. We see after the match, Kenny's going to do his after the match spiel, but he doesn't want to do it till Kota Ibushi's able to stand up. He calls Cody Rhodes into the ring. The Young Bucks are there as they've been there the whole match, seconding all 3 guys. He goes into his spiel, and then Tanahashi comes out. And basically, Tanahashi says, we have some differences. We're going to settle everything at Wrestle Kingdom. Kenny gets to go off the show, gives him the goodbye and good night. Show goes off the air. I'm going to give this match a 5 out of 5. Again, I know I said it on the last 3 matches, but I rather enjoyed all 3 of these last matches. I thought they were really, really good matches. I liked them. It's hard to say. I think Kushida versus Marty Scurll was my favorite of the 3. But realistically, all 3 were top level, really awesome matches. The whole show in itself I thought was really good. I mean, we got 5, out of the 9 matches, we have 3 that I would say are 5s, 1 that's a 4, and 5 3s. So a really, really solid card in my opinion, or actually 4 3s because 1 match didn't go on, so that didn't get rated. But I thought it was a really solid show. I think it was awesome. I thought it was a nice show. We had some nice feud enders with some feud beginners, and also some furtherment and storylines. Mostly the Lij getting a new member storyline, the continuation of the Bullet Club OGs versus the Bullet Club Elite, the 3-way, Tanahashi vanquishing Jay White so he could go on to challenge for the title, Jay White joining the OGs. I thought this was really good, and also during the show it's announced that for the super or the junior heavyweight tag tournament coming up in a couple weeks, that Robbie Eagles is going to be joining with Ishimori and be his tag team partner, which is pretty cool. I kind of wish they would have done it live or held it off maybe for a little bit and did a reveal, but still pretty cool that they would pick him. I haven't seen much of Robbie Eagles. The few matches that I have seen, I thought he was good. I really liked him. I think he's going to blend well with Ishimori. I think they're going to work together well. So we're starting to see some of the teams come together. Ishimori and Eagles, Shingo and Bushi, of course Desperado and Kanemaru are going to be together. Liger and Tiger Mask are probably going to be together. Of course Roppongi 3K. And probably see a couple more that I'm not thinking of right off the bat. Maybe the Bullet Club Elite finds another junior heavyweight to tag with Marty. I think that might be cool. Maybe this is where Flip Gordon comes over to New Japan. Who knows? Or comes over full time because he has done a couple things for them. With all that, though, I thought this was a really good show. I'm going to give the show itself, actually, for the enjoyment level, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I thought it was a rather enjoyable show. I really enjoyed it from the top to the bottom. It did not feel like it dragged at all. Every match felt like it had some kind of level of importance to it, whether it be a junior heavyweight tag title on the line, or continuing a feud, or just seeing the Great Bash heel team back together and wrestling again. Everything kind of felt important. And you gotta love that on a show, and to me it makes a show more interesting when you get that. But with all that being said, my name is George Coles, and this has been my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's King of Pro Wrestling.